What is going on, guys? Welcome to this episode of Odds and Ends. Well, you can tell by the description, I was tagged again. I love doing these tag videos, man. They're pretty cool. They get you to dig deep into your collection and see what you got or whatever you are nostalgic about. And those are always good memories. So I encourage everybody to participate in tag videos for sure. But this tag comes to us via the Old School Gamer, aka Alex's Arcade. He's right at 74, 75 subscribers. His channel link is in the description down below. He does like a hodgepodge of stuff on his channel, man. He does like pickup videos. I know he and his dad were doing like a Raspberry Pi arcade cabinet thing, like a build. He's been doing a lot of tag videos, best controllers, worst consoles, you know, that kind of stuff, list, top 10 videos, things like that. But he tagged us, and our tag challenge today is what games did you grow up with? Now, Alex started talking about how he grew up with the PS2. I'm a little bit older. Not much. Scoshy, a little bit older. I was born in 1978. Crazy, I'm an old man. And the first consoles that we grew up with were Ataris. Now, unfortunately, I don't have an Atari, and I don't have any of the games, but, you know, we played the usual, the joust, the pole positions, you know, that kind of stuff. Spider-Man, I remember Spider-Man for the Atari. And the first home console that we got that was kind of new, I guess, to us was the NES. So let's just fly through some of the NES games that I grew up with. Now, I'm not going to insert any gameplay footage. Feel free to go look up gameplay footage on their own. But there's just so many games that I couldn't take the time and still get this video out. So for the NES, some games that I absolutely grew up with, man. Tag Team Wrestling by Data East. I love this version of wrestling on the NES. It's probably my favorite version, maybe even the best version of wrestling. Tecmo Bowl. You get Bo Jackson, you're unstoppable. Many, many of fights were started with this little gray cartridge right here, Tecmo Bowl. And when we called no dibsies on the Raiders, I always picked the Browns because they had Ozzie Newsome, or the Kansas City Chiefs because they had the Nigerian Nightmare, Christian Okoye. The Adventures in the Magic Kingdom. I remember renting this game when I'd go to my mom's house or whatever, and I'd rent this game because it was a little bit easier, and then I would rent Battletoads because it was a little bit harder. So when I got fed up with playing Battletoads, I'd play Adventures in the Magic Kingdom. One of my favorite NES games, Kung Fu. Love it. Love the sound. Konami classic right here. Jackal. Love Jackal. Awesome co-op game. I think Mike and Bootsy or James and Mike played it or whatever, but I remember my brother and I sitting down and playing that. Whenever we talk about Nintendo at my house, at my mom's house, like for Christmas or whatever, my dad always brings up Jackal. He always brings up Contra, Dr. Mario, and Operation Wolf. Those are the 4 games that he remembers from when we were kids. So another one of my all-time favorites, Ninja Gaiden. This game is tough. You should watch my playthrough for some strats. Contra. Awesome. Another Konami 2-player game that's fantastic. I actually have a no-death run on my record for Contra. The aforementioned Dr. Mario. Love Dr. Mario. Whenever I play Dr. Mario now, I just put it on like the highest level, level 20 or whatever, and try and beat it that way, because there's really no sense in starting off at level 1. 2 other games. First one is Tetris. Love Tetris, man. This is a classic. Tetris is an absolute classic. You can sit down and play it now. Think of all the iterations of Tetris. You know, Tetris 64 and Super Tetris and Tetris Sphere and Pokemon Tetris and Mario Cookie Tetris. You know, that spawned a whole genre, and it's still going to this day. When we got this game right here, I remember when we got this game for Christmas. And when we opened it, we were so excited to play it because our friends that my dad knew, they had it. And so we kind of knew about the game already. But it was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And to this day, I can get up to the shredder, I can get inside the Technodrome, and I can get in that last little hallway where you get all those jetpack guys. Can't beat Shredder, though. Alright, well, that's all for the Nintendo games. Talk about one of my favorite consoles, man. I love the original Game Boy. So many great games. I don't play on the console anymore. I pop them into my Game Boy player for my GameCube. But here are some titles that I always go back to. The first one is Golf. And you can see that is the collector's edition quality copy right there. This is my childhood copy. I'll never get rid of it. Love playing it. Played the hell out of that game on road trips. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Fall of the Foot Clan. Awesome game. Not very difficult, but pretty good game. Big, huge pool fan. Side Pocket. Super Mario Land. Now, I was going to refrain from putting Mario titles in there, like, you know, Mario 1, 2, 3, Mario World, that kind of stuff, and I didn't. But this Mario game is a little bit special. This is the copy of Super Mario Land that my son bought me for Father's Day a couple years ago. I had lost my copy, didn't know where it went, and he was thoughtful enough to buy me this game for Father's Day. So, now I'm showing it to the world. Solar Striker. Very awesome shoot 'em up. Very underrated. Batman for the Game Boy. Obviously for the Game Boy because you know that cartridge. I got super huge hands if that's not a Game Boy game. But yeah, played the hell out of that game. I still do. Can't beat it. I can get to the last level. But story of my life. My aunt and uncle, we were Nintendo kids. They were Sega Master System kids. So Hang On and Safari Hunt. Love this game. I always liked Safari Hunt better than Duck Hunt because there's like more variety in animals. Choplifter. Love Choplifter. I could play this game for hours. And then, like I said, we're in pool and darts and that kind of thing. Parlor games for the Sega Master System. Love this game. Actually looks really good for an 8-bit era game. Alright. Moving on to the Super Nintendo. Got a whole stack of games here. This is like right in my wheelhouse. NES, Super NES. We got Super Mario Kart. Love Super Mario Kart. This game is an absolute classic. Super Empire Strikes Back. I love these Super Star Wars games. I've actually beaten all 3 of them. So that was a long time ago. Empire Strikes Back is my favorite of the Star Wars movies. So I picked Empire Strikes Back to show you. Mega Man X. Really? Did anybody think that wasn't going to be on this list? Mega Man X. This is probably my favorite Super Nintendo game of all time. Here we go. Now these might surprise a few people. This one won't. Street Fighter 2. They made it number 1 on my top 4 fighting games list. But I was a big sports kid. You know, we played sports in our neighborhood. And played the hell out of NFL Quarterback Club. This is the one I think that has the quarterback challenge on it. Where you can, like, you know, run all the stupid little events. Like throw the ball the farthest and hit the targets and stuff. Played a lot of baseball when I was a kid. This was our game of choice on the Super Nintendo. This is Frank Thomas Big Hurt Baseball. Now, we actually didn't play a lot of the game. But for this era, the 16-bit era, this game had a home run derby set up on there, home run derby mode that was absolutely awesome. As some of you know, I'm a huge international soccer fan. Played soccer in high school. This was like 94 when the World Cup came out and all that stuff. You know, and we had a Super Nintendo game, soccer. Well, we had a couple of them, but this was absolutely my favorite. This game doesn't get a lot of publicity either. Doesn't make a lot of top 10 lists, but it's Champions World Class Soccer for the Super Nintendo, obviously. This is my childhood copy, and I'll never get rid of it. But you can play as all the international teams that are on there, you know, and go through a little tournament setup. It was pretty in-depth for the time because you could choose to play like a 4-3-3 and a goalie, or a 3-4-3 or a 5-2-2, you know what I mean? So you can kind of customize it that way. All right. So I picked out 3 games for the Nintendo 64 that I grew up with. We played all the time, and, you know, I still play today. The first one is Star Fox 64. Again, there should be no surprise that Star Fox 64 is on my list. I love that game. Next game is a co-op game. Very, very good. 007 GoldenEye. Now, the graphics may not hold up today, but I will say this: the gameplay is still holds up. The gameplay is still quality, you know, today. We used to play on the multiplayer mode and run around and just shoot each other for hours and hours and hours. There'd be cuss words coming out of my basement, and then my mom would walk by and she'd be like, "Excuse me," and I'd be like, "Mom, I said shoot, not shit." And then she'd walk away and be like, "Fuck, that was close." The last game I got for you guys. This is my favorite game on the N64. Mario Kart 64. It's also my favorite Mario Kart game. I love the battle mode in this. The hours that we spent playing this, I probably couldn't count. So, that's a lot of games. Alex from Alex Arcade, thank you very much for tagging me. I guess it's my responsibility to tag some other people. So let's see. I am going to tag the Woodbarion Retro Game Hunter. I'm going to tag KaneDeathBreaker. You see how serious I was when I said that? It's a serious tag, bro. And the last person I'm going to tag, she did a fantastic job with it last time, and I love watching her videos. We're going to tag Bianca W. That's exciting. Okay, so guys, again, thank you so much for joining me. Alex, thank you so much for tagging me. And a link to all those channels, guys, will be in the description down below. And as always, I challenge you to click 2 of those links and watch a video of each of those YouTubers. You never know, you might find something you just might like. So, see you next time.